Hello, dear students. This is Miss Salma, and today's lesson we're going to talk about prepositions of movement and place. Prepositions of movement and place. So, what are prepositions in the first place? Prepositions are words, usually short words that tell us where things are, or from where they started to where they got, where things are. They tell us usually the place of something. So I guess this is clear. So prepositions of place, as we mentioned, they tell us where something is. What is a preposition of movement? What's a preposition of movement? Prepositions of movement are words that show movement, and they are used with verbs of motion. Verbs of motion. Like what? Like walked, like jumped, any motion or action verb. Some other verb, okay, you're gonna ask me, okay, so what about prepositions of place? Don't they come with verbs too? I'll tell you yes, but they're gonna come with static verbs or verbs of state. Verbs of state, like verb to be. Am is our or for example, verb to find. I found the table in the classroom, for example. So again, movement, prepositions of movement, they usually come with verbs of motion like walked, jumped, and so on. And prepositions of place come with verbs of state. Okay, moving on. All right. Okay, so, well, this was supposed to be a classroom activity, but all right, let's first discuss the prepositions of movement. Prepositions of movement are as the following. We have into the box. Okay, you're gonna tell me, miss, what's the difference between in and into? In versus into. Okay, the only difference is that the preposition in is a preposition of place. So after this rat or this mouse goes into the box, if I ask you, where is the rat? You're going to tell me it's in the box. This is the place of the rat. It's inside the box. Okay, so, okay, still, what's into the box? Here I have to use, and within I said it is in the box, but with into I'm gonna use a verb of motion. This is the only difference as we mentioned. So the rat is going, the rat is going into the box. Here is the verb of motion, is going, is running. Again, so it was outside of the box and it's running to go into the box. Okay, I hope, guys, this is clear so far. All right, so the rat is going into the box. So after the rat is already inside the box, I can say that the rat is in the box. Out of the box. Okay, now the rat is in the box and it's changing its place. It's moving to change its place from inside the box to outside the box. So we're gonna say the rat is going out of the box. The rat is walking, running, jumping out of the box. Again, I have to use a verb of motion like jumping, moving, walking, or running out of the box. If I just say it's I can say that the rat is outside. This is a verb of preposition of place. The rat is outside the box. Okay. All right, and next we have, and also out of could be also used as a preposition of place too. So Oh no, my bad. We use outside. All right, so outside, it's outside the box or inside the box. Outside is the preposition of place, of out of. All right, so we can say that the rat is out of the box. Out of the box means that it was in the box and it's coming out, and I can see it moving outside of the box. Or out of the box. But if I just want to refer to where it's, for example, my copybook, is it in the box? No, it's outside the box. Or simply, it's not in the box. All right, so next we have around, and it's also a movement. You can't go around something in your place. We can say, for example, that the rat is around the box. How could something be around something else if it's not moving, right? So I have also with around to use a verb of movement, like the cat is running, walking, jumping around the box. It's going in a circle, all right? The circle motion. Also, we have away from the box. It's going away from the box. The bird is flying away from the box. And here are some birds. They are flying toward the box. And we can also say towards. Both are correct. Toward the box or towards the box. Okay, what's next? Past the box. Here the bird started from this place. And here is the box. But the bird is gonna come here to this tree, for example. So in order for the bird to fly from here to the tree, it's going to fly past the box. So it's gonna pass by. The bird is going to pass by the box. I have to use a verb of movement. The bird is flying past the box, or the bird flew past the box. Past here is not okay because some of you guys get confused between past ending with T and past ending with ED. Past ending with ED is the past form of pass, verb to pass. All right. So this one is already a verb. I passed by something. I passed by the box, which is the same meaning as I moved past the box. All right, to make this clear. Verb plus past is like equal to pass by something. I moved past the school. I drove past the school is the same as I passed by the school. I moved past the school is the same as passed by the school. The only difference is here we're using a verb and a preposition of movement, and here we're using something called a phrasal verb. It's a verb that is followed by a preposition too. All right. But it's like pass by is a well-known verb, but move past is not a verb. It's actually a verb plus preposition. Anyway, let's not get into another topics, which are phrasal verbs. So again, just don't confuse yourselves between past with ed and past with t at the end, because past with t is the preposition. So again, it's to pass by something, but you don't stop there. You just pass it. All right, and then we have onto. It's like on and to, but there is no space here, just like into. Onto the box. The frog jumped onto the box. This means that the frog, I saw the frog jumping from the floor onto the box. I saw the movement of the frog. It wasn't on the floor, on the box, however, it jumped onto it. After the frog jumps, like in this picture, now the frog is on the box, but it wants to get out or want to go down on the floor again. So how am I going to say that? I will say it jumped off the box. She, for example, if somebody was sitting on his bed, I would say that he woke up late and jumped off the bed. He jumped off the bed. It means he left the bed. All right, and then we have over. Over means it's like past, but from on top of something, not beside it. Again, so over and past are alike, except the fact that over means you go from above it to the other side. And again, you don't stand here, you don't stop here, you just go over it. Past is exactly the same, but you just pass beside it, not over it, not on top of it. All right. So over the box, the frog jumped over the box, and after it jumped, of course, it's gonna be on the other side of that. Here is the frog on the other side of the box. Imagine that's a frog. All right. That's our little frog. Anyway, so over and past are the same, except that past means you pass beside something. Over means you pass on top or above this thing. All right. Under the wall. Under is both place and movement. It's both place and movement preposition. I can say that the bag is under the desk, and I can also say that the snake walked or sneaked under the wall. All right. Through, when I have a pipe, a bridge, a forest, a supermarket, a desk, sorry, a group of desks, of course, not a desk. I can go through the students, through the desks of the students. I can go through the forest between the trees. I can go through the pipe. All right. So to go through something, it means to enter from one side and go out from the other side. And you're surrounded by this thing, either a pipe or a forest, trees, or desks. Okay, across the bridge. The snake is walking across the bridge. I will give you another picture to show the meaning of across later on. But again, let's now imagine that this is a street. That's a street. And here I have KFC. And here I have McDonald's. Boom. All right, I want to go from KFC to McDonald's. What am I gonna do? I'm here. I'm going to walk across the street. I'm going to walk across the street. And it's like cross the street. Cross the street is to go to the opposite side of the street. Again, to cross the street is to go to the opposite side of the street. So you can either use cross the street or walk across the street, okay? All right, so in order to go from KFC to McDonald's, you're gonna need to walk across the street. Even the street is gonna make a cross sign, like X sign. All right, I hope this is clear. I'm still gonna show you another picture for across, and it's much clearer than this one. Up the stairs, she's walking up the stairs, and she's walking down the stairs. He's climbing up the mountain, and then he's going down the mountain. All right, or climbing down the mountain. Very good. I hope everything is clear so far. Okay, next, more prepositions of movement. We said onto. He shoot the ball onto the box. He shoot the ball into the basket, for example. He shoot the ball off the box. The ball is going is passing under the box. The ball is going over the box. It's running around the box. He shot the ball away from the box, away from the desk, away from the class, the class whatsoever. He shot the ball toward the box or toward the net, passed through, up the stairs, down the stairs, out of the box, into the box. And here we said we have across the road. Again, is to like go from one side to the opposite side. And along is the opposite of across, and it's to go parallel to the road, along the road. Again, if this is your road, how to go along the road is to just walk by the pavement. To go across it is like this, to make an X with the road. I hope this is clear now, across and the opposite of it, which is along. Okay, guys, now we're going to answer some questions on this in our revision sheet, in our English revision sheet. Oh, but yeah, before we answer, let's discuss also the prepositions of place, which are the following. I know they're easy, but let's just go over them. We have above. When something is above, it's not actually on, it's just on a higher level. Again, see the difference here? This is a little bit tricky. See the difference between on, the ball is touching the surface of the box, but here above, they're not touching, but just the ball is on a higher level than the box. So for example, if I have a wall and there are two paintings on this wall, so I would say that this one is above this one. And the opposite of above is below. So instead of always saying the bag is under the desk, we can say that the bag is below the desk. All right, because usually under is also when the two surfaces are touching. We said under is both place and preposition. But again, if I have a book, underneath my book there is my copybook, and I can't see my copybook. Or actually the surface of the book is touching the surface of the copybook. This is when I can say that the copybook is under the book. But below is like when you put your bag below your desk. We actually say under the desk, but the accurate word to use here is below. All right, so we now know the difference between above and on, below and under. All right, in front of the box, behind the box. Well, behind, especially when you can't see this thing. Next to is exactly these two things are next to one another, and we also have in the box, between two boxes, among the boxes. So what's the difference between among and between? The difference is that between, when we have only two things, I'm comparing the place of the ball compared to two things only. Among, when I have many. For example, the teacher stood among her students means that she has more than one student. More than two students. But when I say that she stood between her students, this is for sure. She was only between two. Again, among means only two things. This thing I'm talking about, I'm referring to its place, is only between two things. But among means more than one, as you can see in the picture. I guess the picture is explaining everything. Near, okay, so for example, near is not like next to. Next to means they're really close to one another. Near, maybe they're like this, like these two circles. All right, and we also have far from, near and far from. So next to is when the two things are more closer to one another than near. Near, they could be a little bit far. All right, now let's get back to our revision sheet to answer the questions. Oh, just one last preposition that we have here is against. Against is when you, I also guess it's so easy when you push something against its force. So for example, a wall, if you push, is it gonna be pushed? No. So you're gonna be pushing against the wall. Or for example, if two friends are pushing their desks against one another. For example, I'm pushing against Ritan's desk. I'm pushing into her, like towards her, and she's pushing towards me. This means that we're pushing towards each other. So this is the meaning of against. Also, like this thing, when something is leaning on the other thing. I can lean against the wall, for example, like also like this one here. He is leaning against, or he's standing against the fridge. It's like he's pushing the fridge with his body, right? But he actually can't really push it. And some actually can. All right, moving on. So these are all, and the preposition, the last one is to, and it's the most commonly used. The preposition to is the most commonly used preposition. I am going to the club. I came back from school, and also from. I came back from school. So to and from are also most commonly used prepositions of place. Let's now go back to the revision sheet to answer these questions. Here we have some prepositions in the box. We have above, across, against, along, behind, below, between, down, in front of, near, next to, on, opposite, out of, over, past, round, through, to, under, and up. Okay, so the first sentence here, it's the zero sentence and it's already answered. Here, the boy is, let's read. The boy is walking blank the post office, blank the bank. So he's walking past the post office. He's going to pass by the post office to the bank. He's not gonna stop here. He's just gonna pass by it. All right, so this one is already done. The ladder is standing. Where is the ladder? Number one, it's here. The ladder is standing. Where? To the wall. It's standing against the wall. It's like leaning on the wall, against the wall. The post office is, where is the post office? Number two. The post office is right here. Is what? The travel agency. Is where from the travel agency? It is. What do you think? Is it below or under? All right. It's below because I can actually see the post office. If it's under the travel agency, I wouldn't be able to see it. Okay, so the travel agent, the post office is below the travel agency. It's on a lower level. Below means on a lower level. Okay, next. Number three, the aeroplane is flying. Where is the aeroplane? It's right there. The aeroplane is flying. Okay, the aeroplane started its journey from here, for example, and it's flying. Is it stopping above the town? No, it's flying. We said it, it's like past, but when we go on top of this thing, it's over. Very good. Over. I'm sorry about this. It's over. All right, so number three is going to be over. We said the first one is against. The second one is below. The third one is over. I hope you guys are following the answers. Okay, the bank is where from the post office and the library. Where is the bank from the post office and the library? This is so easy, between two things. two things. I just said it's between. All right, so next is between. The bank is between the post office and the library. Okay, next. My flat is blank to the bank. Where is the flat from the bank? Here is the flat, the apartment. Flat means apartment, house. And here is the bank. Where is the flat from the bank? Is it on? No, it's not on. I know the surfaces probably are touching, but again, on, the opposite of on is under. Especially when, for example, the surface of the thing on top of the other is covering part of the surface of the thing underneath. Again, but here the bank is totally there and the apartment is totally fully there and nothing is covering the other. You know, the flat is not covering any part of the bank. The bank is like, it's totally there. If you go inside, you're gonna find it full. So again, so this one is above. My flat is above, on a higher level. Again, usually when you're thinking about on and above, know that above means on a higher level, but on means it's actually on it. They are touching. So the flat, my flat is above, on a higher level, on a higher floor. They are standing, blank the building, they are standing, number 6, these two men, they are standing. Now they are touching the surface of the building, so they are on. They're standing on the building. Yeah, and also if you notice here, standing is a verb of state. They're not moving, and also verb to be is a verb of state. But what about is flying? Is flying is a verb of movement. So that's why we used over. We did not use above. We didn't use on. We used over because over is a preposition of movement. So we're using it with a verb of movement too. Okay. And also with past, we used past because here we said he's walking. Is walking past the post office to. Past and to are both prepositions of movement that came with a verb of movement. Okay, the flat is what to the park. Where is the flat and where is the park? Here is the flat. This is the flat, this is the apartment, and this is the park. Is it in front of? It's not in front of. Here is the library and it's in front of the park. So where is the apartment from the park? It is, they're close to one another. They are near. So my apartment is near. My apartment is, or my flat is near the park. The park is what? The library. Where is the park from the library? The park is in front of? No, it's behind. The park is behind. The park is behind the library. Okay, and the rest, guys, are going to be your own work. You're going to do this on your own. The library, where is the library from the bank? Where is the library from the bank? It's next to. See, they are totally next to one another. It's not like near. Near, like it could be a little bit behind me, a little bit far away from me, but next to is like they're totally next to one another. They're totally beside one another, like this. All right. So, and the rest, I know I did 8. So from 9 till 18 is your job, is your work. Where is the library from the bank? He's standing where from the library? She's walking how from the road? Do you see this girl, 11? She's walking across. And this boy, 13, he's walking. I'm waiting for you to say it. Along. And what about these two? Where are they sitting? They are sitting under the bridge. So if you are on top of the bridge, you can't actually see them. All right. And by the way, I know below and under are a little bit tricky, but yeah, you just feel them. And by the way, you can always use under, but you can't always use below. Like most of the time, you can say that the post office is under the travel agency, but it's not going to be that accurate. It's just on a lower level, you know. But again, it would be understood. It's not going to be that accurate, but it would be okay. It would be understood. However, here, these two, we can also say that they are below the bridge, but the most accurate is also to use here is under. As we already used below, we can't use it again. So this is for sure, we're not going to use below. We're going to use instead under. And the car is going through the bridge. Yeah, and he's standing opposite to the bank because we haven't discussed this one. I'm just going to say opposite. When you're standing on the other side of the street, this is called opposite. Okay. All right, guys, so the rest is going to be homework. I hope this lesson was clear, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you understood it. I wish you best of luck. Goodbye.